In this video, we solve questions 1 through 10 of WASSCE 2021 December Mathematics Paper 1. So these questions are called mathematics questions. The first question reads, if x and y are sets such that the number of elements in x is equal to 20, the number of elements in y is 30, and the number of elements in x union y is 40. Find the number of elements in x prime intersection y, or x complement intersection y. Now we can illustrate this on a diagram like this. So x prime, this is x. This circle here represents the set x. X prime is all the region outside the set x. Then the region y is all this yellowish region. Now when we shade the region outside of x in red, then we get a pink, we get an orange area here, which represents the region we are looking for, that is x prime intersection y, or x complement intersection y, this region over here, the orange region. Good. So given this information, we know that the addition of all these three regions will give us the universal set, since this region is 0. So we are looking for 30 minus x, which is equal to this. So what do? We know that this and this will cancel out, so we make 30 minus x the subject. So the 20 comes to subtract 40, so 30 minus x will be equal to 20, which is equivalent to this. Therefore, the number of elements in x complement intersection y is 20, and the correct answer in this case is option C. There's another way you can go about it. We know that the number of elements in x complement intersection y is the number of elements in y minus the number of elements in their intersection. So we just have to find this, and to find this, because we know this already, it is 30, we need to find this and substitute here. But to find this, we must use the De Morgan's law for two sets, and the law states that number of elements in x union y is equal to number of elements in x plus number of elements in y minus the number of elements in the intersection. So let's substitute these values given in the equation, the values given in the question over here. So this will give us this, and when we move this to this side, it becomes positive, and we move the 40 to this side. 20 plus 30 is 50, and that will give us the intersection to be 10. So we just put the intersection here, and that will give us 20. we have to simplify 1 whole number 1 over 2 times 2 whole number 1 over 3 times 1 whole number 1 over 4 times 1 whole number 1 over 5. So we change all of them to improper fractions to get 3 over 2 times 7 over 3 and 5 over 4 times 6 over 5. So these 3 cancels out and we have 7 over 2 here. This 5 also cancel this, and 2 goes here 2 times and 2 goes here 3 times. So we have 3 over 2. We have equivalent fractions here, or we have fractions with the same denominator. So we add the numerator and pick one of the denominators, and that will give us 10 over 2, which is equal to 5. Two statements P and Q are such that P is true and Q is false. Which of the following about this statement is true? So now the first one has to do with the biconditional symbol, biconditional statement or equivalence relation. So negation of P if and only if Q. So this is the if and only if statement. Now this statement has a true value of true if we have the premise being true, that is the hypothesis is true and the conclusion is also true. That is when we get a true value. Then also if both of them are false, it also gives us another true value of true. So now over here it was given that P is true, so when we substitute P here, the negation of true is false, so that gives us false. Then the Q is already false, so false if and only if false will give us true. That is, the premise is false, the conclusion is also false, so the true value here is true. This one is true. Now this is what we are looking for. That's it. For the rest, when you substitute the negative, when you substitute true here, the negation of true is false, false or false. This is a disjunction, which is false. False or false is false. Then when you substitute the values here, true implies false. That one is false. The implication is true when this is true, this is true. When this is true and this is false, is false. When this is false and this is true, is true. And this is false and this is also false, is also true. So the only condition for which the implication is false is when the first one is true, that is the hypothesis is true and the conclusion is false. Then over here, the conjunction true and false is false. So for this to be true, both of them must be true. Now we move on to the next question, question 4. If 4x minus 3y equal negative 1 and x plus 2y equal 8. Find the value of 2x plus y. So we find 2x and find y, and then we add them. So we make x the subject here. So we're just solving for the value of x and y, or value of y and 2x, then we add. So we can now substitute this into the first equation. Then that will give us something like this. So we find the value of y to be 3. So this will be 3. We need to find the value of 2x. So we put this value of y into this equation. So we have 4x minus 3 times 3, because the value of y now is 3, is equal to -1. So this means that 4x equal 8. We can solve for x, but I'm going to solve for 2x. So 2x equal 4. So if I put 4 here, 4 plus 3 is 7. So it means that the value of 2x, that's y, is 7. We want to simplify this. Log to base 3 of 27 over log to base 3 of 81 minus log to base 3 of 8, then log to base 10 of 64. Sorry, they are all in base 10, not base 3. So this will be equal to, we express all of them, all this one as a power of 3, and the second one is 2 as a power of 8. So 3 exponent 3 is 27, 3 exponent 4 is 81, then root of 8 is the same as 8 exponent half, then 64 is the same as 8 exponent 2. Now we use the power law of logarithm, so the power comes to multiply in each case. Now we can cancel. This will cancel this. This will also cancel this. So that gives us 1 over 2 over 2 is 1 over 4. So they have the same denominator, so we just subtract the numerators, and that will give us 2 over 4, which is the same as 1 over 2. Question 6. We want to find the value of 74 plus 34 mod 5. So 74 plus 34 will give us 108. So 108 mod 5, it means what is the remainder when 108 is divided by 5. So we know that 108 is 105 plus 3. This is easily divisible by 5. No remainder over here. So it means the remainder is 3. In other words, 5 goes into 108 21 times, and we are left with a remainder of 3. Therefore, 74 plus 34 mod 5 is 3. So the correct answer is option B. Number 8, we have to evaluate this. So we express this 81 as 3 exponent 4, and 27 as 3 exponent 3. Now the power of powers, that rule is applied, so the powers can multiply. So this cancels this also cancels this. So we are left with 3 exponent 3 and 3.1. So 3 exponent 3 is 27 minus 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 2 exponent 3 is 8. So that will give us 24 over 24, which is 1. Question number 9. We have to express this in the form m plus n with 2. M plus n with 2. So this is step set where m and n are rational numbers. So let's go. We divide through, or we split the denominator here. So we give this one the denominator, we give this the denominator separately, and we give this one to the denominator separately. So if you do that, this and this will cancel. Then 2 will go here once, and 2 will go here 2 times. So we are left with 3 over 2 minus 2 over root 2. We can now rationalize the second fraction here. So we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by root 2, and that will give us 2 root 2 over 2, which is the same as 3 over 2 minus 2. So the correct answer is now the last question for this video, which is question number 10. We have to find the true set of 12 plus x minus x squared equals 0. So in this case, we are going to rewrite in the standard form. So we let this one come here, it becomes positive, this comes, becomes negative, this comes, becomes negative, is equal to 0. So this factorization is going to be of the form x plus something, x plus something. Now how do we get these numbers that goes here? The factors of negative 12 that add up to negative 1. And these are negative 4 and positive 3. These are the two factors of negative 12 that will add and give us negative 1. So it means that by the zero product principle, either x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. So we get x to be equal to 4 or negative 3. So the true set is negative 3 or 4. Negative 3 or 4. So the correct answer is option C. The continuation will be uploaded very soon.